All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this time, for this just moment of peace and quiet, just to come together and um, just continue to share with others what you have laid in our heart, to be so passionate about, Lord. I'm just helping others and I'm seeing a difference in the lives of others. Thank you so much for this awesome responsibility that you've given us. We don't take it lightly, Lord. Please go ahead and prepare the hearts of those that we are going to reach out to. And Lord, I pray that you would bring those to us, um, that that we can help and that we can shine your light to them. Thank you so much for this time together. Thank you for these precious friends. I pray a special blessing over them and their families and their households, as we take this time to be diligent and to be good stewards of the time that you've given us. We pray all these things in your son's name, amen. Okay, so Elizabeth, so you said that you had given someone a pink drink and a sample, and you want to know how to follow up, going from there, leading into, okay, now come and check out this page, right? So do you know if they've had the sample yet? They've drank it?
She said she enjoyed it.
Okay, so there's one, I mean, depending on your relationship with her, I mean, do you know what she's struggling with? Like what health issues she's had or having?
I gave her a chocolate lean sample
Mm-hmm,
like months ago.
mm-hmm,
And I think she like just tried it
mm-hmm,
like within the last couple of weeks because I used the Plexus Engage app and I got
mm-hmm,
notified that she was watching the video of how to mix it.
mm-hmm,
I was like, okay, she's finally trying that.
mm-hmm.
So she is looking for energy and weight loss,
Okay.
but also is on a budget. And
Mm-hmm.
so I know after sharing the video about MetaBurn, I've shared like a lot in the last
Mm-hmm.
24 hours, but I feel like I'm at a point where I need to do the ask. But
I
what does
think,
that sound like?
does Rebecca or Dave, do y'all want to, before I, do y'all want to chime in?
I was going to say one of the things before our points system changed, I used to really go hard, get that welcome pack, because if they only did Slim as an ambassador, we weren't getting the points in the back office. So I don't feel as guilty now saying, hey, if they're concerned about doing too many products, listen, it's worth it to get the welcome pack, see how this does for the first 30 days. And if you just want to stick with Slim, great. I will support you on that and we'll ease back into some other stuff. But if weight loss is one of your primary goals, I have all kinds of stories and testimonies of people that have had great results with this. I even share sometimes, it's like a one page, I have it as a JPEG. It's the clinical trial. It shows weight loss that people experienced in the first like 30 days or something, and even how their A1C changed. So I use that sometimes. But I let them know, listen, it was just a taste test, and just trying one time isn't going to really do anything for you. Glad you loved it. That's the big part. But here's what it's going to do for your health. And if you want change, this is what's going to help you do that. I hope there was something in there.
Yeah. Rebecca, did you want to share something?
Well, that's all really good. But I will say, since you've already shared a lot of things with her in the last 24 hours, you might just want to say, so what do you think about getting started? Or is this something you think you could commit to? Or is, just something like a simple one-liner.
What's holding you back?
Yeah, direct, but not confrontational.
What's holding you back? Because a lot of times people want to say, yeah, I've tried it. Yeah, those were good videos. Yeah, it was great. And then that's it. And they think in their mind, they're checking off the box. Okay, I tried it. Okay, I looked into it, and that should be enough for me to have life-changing results. So sometimes I'll say, so what's holding you back? And it depends on your relationship with them, because some people may take that as, well, that was, brazen or whatever, but what's holding you back? Maybe maybe not in a text, but in a voice message, because they can hear your voice that you're not angry at them.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
hey, what's holding you back? But I like to use sometimes, and again, it depends on your relationship with them, but to say, you know what, best case scenario, this will change everything for your health and your life. Worst case scenario, you get your money back. And just leave it at that, because that's really at this point what they're looking at. Best case, your life changes. Worst case, you get your money back. That's the worst case scenario, you get your money back. I mean, it's, you know what I mean? But also I love Jessica Hugendorn, I think her name is Hugendorn. She's a doctor of naturopath, I think. And she has a great quick video about realistic expectations. And I like to send that as like day 2, day 3, day 4, like waiting on their products to come after they've ordered, like waiting on the products to come, and talks about realistic. Yeah. It's in the 90-day follow-up. I think that might have, I'm not sure. I kind of meal piece. I like this person's 90-day follow-up. I like this, and I kind of combined it into my own little whatever 90-day thing. But I really like sending that as realistic expectations, because as a yellow, I don't want to hurt people's feelings. I don't want people mad at me. I don't want people, to think that I'm being mean or misunderstand me. But I've had to learn that to set realistic expectations in the beginning, just like Dave said, it's not going to change. 1 sample, 2 samples, not going to change your life. It's just to let you know how simple it is, kind of what it tastes like, but you don't have the opportunity to mix, even the slim, you don't have the opportunity to mix it with active or mix it with hydrate, to try it in a smoothie, to try it in a shake, you know what I mean? To try it over ice every time they, try it for the first time. So you have to give them realistic expectations, because that's going to set not only you up for, an awkward conversation later when they don't get the results they're looking for, but it also sets them up for more success, that they are able to have a realistic timeline of, you didn't get this way overnight. And that's hard to say sometimes, like you're looking for a 90-pound weight loss in a month. You did not get healthy and toxic and and have all these terrible habits overnight. So we're going to have to go slow, friend, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But that's what I would do. It's just kind of, because after you've invested so much into someone and you've sent them samples and you've sent them information and they're like, yeah, it was great. You wanted to shake them and go, what is your deal? Why aren't you trying this? So sometimes that's why I end with, hey, look, no pressure either way. Because it's not, because if it's not their right time, the Lord's going to provide someone else. You know what I mean? So just say, look, worst case scenario, best case scenario. And then sometimes they're like, yeah, you're right. What's holding you back? Yeah.
I like that. So worst case, you get your money back. Best case,
it changes your life or your health, or changes your health, changes your life for the better.
Can you drop in later in the chat that day 2, day 3 realistic expectations video?
Yes, absolutely.
That would be very helpful.
Yes. I'll send the whole 90 days if you want. I mean, if you want. It's a lot, but it's good stuff. So absolutely, I'll do that. But yeah, if best case scenario, you feel better, because if they, and sometimes you can say change your life, but to me, it hits home better if I say best case scenario, you will feel better, and it can change everything. But who doesn't want to feel better like that? To me, that resonates more with me. But yeah, it's frustrating. Believe me, it is frustrating. I have one girl right now that she's been on the products 2 months, y'all. 2 full months. And I have been sending her all these follow-ups. How you doing? How do you feel? What are you feeling right now? Are you going through any deep? And I'm sending her all the graphics and the videos and all the support stuff. She has not responded one time. I see she's reading it. The only time she responded, because I just want to make sure she was not like being held against her will or something. And I was like, hey, thanks for your order. This is probably a month in. Thanks for your order. Just want to say, I'm so thankful, whatever. And I mean, not whatever, but and I noticed that in your welcome pack, you didn't get or I said the welcome pack you got was great, but it didn't include this or this. I offered skincare, and then I offered like a sample of the Joyome, and then a sample of, I think, Hydrate or something. Like, I give her 2 samples to pick from, and I said, which one would you like? And she was like, Joyome, please, thanks. No exclamation mark, no smiley face, which I'm a big, emoji. Yeah. Like, if you don't put, I think I've told y'all before, if you don't put a smiley face, a heart, or an exclamation mark, at least 4 of them, I think you're mad at me. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
what is the deal with this girl? And I used to work with her. She's a nurse. I used to work with her, but she's been through some hard things. And so she's just not that, lovey-dovey, touchy-feely kind of person. She never was, and she really isn't now. But that's the one time she responded. It was, I was offering her something free. But it's so frustrating because I'm like, you could have some amazing results, but you won't. And so the last time that I digress because we need to get to work. But I finally, the last time that I sent her like a 2-month follow-up thing, whatever, I was like, listen, I don't know if you started or not. I said, I have no idea if you're even taking the products. But if you are taking the products, you should have finished month 2, because you told me you got the products on April 8th or whatever it was. So I assume you started the next day, but I don't know because you haven't said anything to me. So it's frustrating. Anyway, because I don't want her to fall off. Like, if she's having trouble, I want to help her. Like, what's going on? Anyway, I digress. Okay, so you guys.
I have that happen a lot, and I feel them, like, because they've gotten off track, they start one, oh, I need to delay this. I say, you know what? You can drink 2 swims a day. Let's do that. I'm like,
I love it. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Well,
Or hey, does your spouse need to try some Slim? Hey, why don't you get them to try it? And
well, it's
if they are
designed
living in the South, they should be going through a heck of a lot of stuff. The other day I had a Slim, an Active, and 2 Hydrates.
Yes. Yes. Oh, y'all, it is awful. And in the armpit of the South in Montgomery, it is just sticky hot, just awful hot, just
You can't breathe
humid.
walking through your car.
You really can't. Okay, so since I talked to y'all last, I had another call with Genevieve on Tuesday, afternoon, and then we had the Jewel call yesterday, which told us what was coming. And you guys, listen, do not wait until next week to get your list ready for people to follow up with. Tell them now. So we need to say, listen, and I don't know how you want to word it, depending on your relationship with these people. I think a voice message is great, or you can text them. You have to let people know something really, really. Dave, do you know what it is?
Kind of.
Okay.
Yes, a little
bit. So
if
you know anything, you know how big it is. If you know anything about it, yeah, it's really big. And
I should explain for Rebecca and Elizabeth, my daughter's a diamond, so
did she get to try it?
Yeah.
I know who she is.
So I don't know everything, but I know a little bit because I hardly talk to.
I love her.
Well, let me tell you, they a lot of times will say, this is the biggest thing ever. This is the biggest launch ever. This is the most exciting ever. But y'all, this really is. And I know we say that a lot, but to me and to the people that have already, because, like they said, Diamonds have already tried it. Plexus has their finger on the pulse of what people are looking for, what people need, but also they are ahead of the game when it comes to, we're going to do this the healthy way. You know what I mean? So they're not all about fad, but what may look like a fad over here, they're able to morph it into, okay, we're going to get on this train, like the energy train, like with Active, they did it right. Like with Hydrate, electrolytes, they did it right. They did it clean, it tastes good, and they did it right. It's going to be so good for people that are looking for this area of health need. Y'all are going to love it. But also it's going to help if, I'll just say, if new VIPs get this as their first order, it will increase our pay points if enough people. It's going to be good for everybody. Good for the company, good for y'all, good for them. And this is something that you can have lots of repeat customers with, and it will have good results quickly. And that's all I better say, because I will just blab it. So
Yeah,
I don't want to blab it.
taboo because you're like,
Do
"Oh."
I know, but I want y'all to be excited, and we need to reach out. And so let's spend a few minutes, literally. And I don't know how to tell you to follow up with them. All I know what to tell you is anybody that's on the fence. And listen, you can even take this time. We're going to take a few minutes. And y'all, do y'all need to go in 6 minutes? I'm so sorry. Or can we go a little bit?
Oh,
Just
no.
a little.
I think we usually do the whole
Oh, that's
hour.
right. It's not 6:30. Y'all, I'm so used to 30-minute calls. I'm so sorry. Thank you,
You got
Rebecca.
this.
Okay, I can unclench now because I was like, oh no. Okay, good. Because I think that talk was good, that we needed to talk earlier. So let's take a few minutes, and I want you to either talk to your fence sitters. This is not for current people. This is not for people on your team page. This is not for current ambassadors. This is for people that are on the fence, people that have left, like customers that have left, and team members that have left, people that quit selling, quit sharing, quit being like they had a rank at some point, so they were working the business. Talk to them. People that just left. I have people that have just left, and I'm going to reach out to them, and I'm going to say, if you've ever thought about coming back and really working your business and being proud about what you represent, this is the time. Say, I can't tell you why, because we don't know why, right? But it's really, really huge, because I'll tell you, if you haven't seen the testimony, Dave will tell you the testimonies are real. So
Yeah.
man, it's so
Are
good,
you,
y'all.
I was thinking, do you use Project Broadcast?
So I have it, and I have other people's templates. Like I have what other people have said, this is what I use, follow up, this is what I use, graphic, blah, blah, blah. But I don't post anything on there. Like I don't have my team on it.
I was
But I
thinking
have
of
access
using
to
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I used it.
You know what? I'm lying. It's not Project Broadcast. It's Trello. It's Trello. Excuse me.
No,
6
so-
a.m. brain over here. I'm sorry.
No, I
Not
used
Project Broadcast, but I want to.
I used it for the first time last month. Now I put everybody in it, whether they're still using the products, whether they're not, whether they're silver, nothing, whatever. I put everybody in it. And I actually generated some volume from that one broadcast last month.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about using that, and you can separate the audience, so I can just pick the people who've stopped if I want to, or people that I'm trying to engage. But I'm thinking about using that while I'm there next week, because it would be quick and easy, because I can create the template, have it ready to go.
That is brilliant.
That's what I'm thinking about doing.
Brilliant. Because you're going to want to get this information out to a lot of people ASAP.
Yeah, and it's an easy
Social media will be flooded with this. Yeah. This is going to answer a lot of people's health needs. Not answer them, fulfill them.
Yeah.
Address, good stuff. So let's take a few minutes and let's reach out to, and y'all, however you want to word it, but let's reach out to people that are fence sitters, customers that have left, but also team members. This is a great time to look into this and pay attention, because things are about to get super fun. So we'll take a few minutes and do that.
Hey, Lisa,
Yes, ma'am.
really quick, at
Mhm.
the end of say like your voice message, and this is exciting. If you've ever thought about, gosh, I forgot what was the last part of that. If you ever thought about what?
Well, if you want to reach out to someone who's worked the business before, but then they dropped off, you could just say, "Hey, if you've ever been thinking about coming back to share, or um, another stream, working on another stream of income, or helping to supplement your income, um, something like that." Then I just put something in the WAM chat. It says, friend, I just got to preview our product launch happening next week, and holy moly, mother of pearl, you are going to flip out. We will be the first health and happy wellness company to launch something like this, and it's going to be insane. Buckle up. And just saying, if you've considered sharing your results with friends and family, now is the time, because this will launch an accidental home-based business effortlessly. Countdown is on T minus 6 days. I'm pumped. So something like, if you've been wanting to come back, if you've been, or even if someone like as a product user, if you've been thinking about coming back, this is something you're really going to get on board with, because people are going to want this, and you're going to be the one to share it with them if they want to work the business. If not, you're going to want this, and you're going to want to be in all the excitement, because it's going to be exciting. Does that help answer your question?
Yeah, no, it
Okay.
does.
Because if
Yeah,
they want to work the business, you got to remind them, say, "Hey, I know times are tough. I know money's tight, and I know. So if you've been thinking about, and I wouldn't, effortlessly may be a stretch of a word, but this will sell itself. It will sell itself to a lot of people. So anyway, maybe that'll help. So we'll do this for a few more minutes, and then we will move on. Okay. So just for sake of time, we'll go ahead and move on to the next thing. So something that Genevieve is really great at is not overcomplicating the ask. She said, one of the main issues that we have in this business, and why our business may not be flourishing like we want it to, is because we don't have the right ask, ASK. She's like, so you've got to get your ask in gear, ASK. So I love that she's like, look, don't be creepy. And she said, if you were too chicken to reach out to people, or it feels yucky, this is how you can start a conversation with people. And I'm going to post the verbiage in the chat. And it's so simple, but you see people, either you see them or you hear them complaining about something, finances or health, right? Or time, which a lot of times leads to money. So finances, time, health. And whether it's for them or their kids. Oh, my kid has another ear infection. Oh, my husband has another migraine. Oh, I had to stay home today because I had another sinus infection, whatever it is. And depending on your relationship with them, all of this depends on your relationship with them. But this is how you can slide into their DMs, chat a little bit, depending on the relationship. But you could say, if someone were to post, I'm really struggling with weight loss right now, what would be a one or two sentence response to that, just off the top of your head? Anybody? They post on Facebook, I'm really struggling with weight loss, I am not seeing the results I'm looking for. How would you respond to that without being icky or yucky?
I would say, oh my gosh, I totally relate. I was there 4 years ago.
Boom. So that is the first part. Dave is relating to them. And you could say, friend, I am so sorry. I totally understand how you feel. And this isn't necessarily the feel, felt, found method in that order, but you could say, I totally understand how you feel. You need to relate to them, that they're not crazy, that they're not, nuts. Just, I totally get that. I totally understand how you feel. I've struggled with weight loss too. Or if weight loss isn't part of your story, say, I have so many friends that have struggled with that too. And you end with, would you be open to hearing what worked for them? Would you be open to hearing what worked for me? Would you be open to hearing what is working for me? Someone's struggling with sinus infections, their kid struggling with allergies. If you don't have a personal testimony, use mine, use someone else's, and say, oh, my friend, I am so sorry. Empathize with them. I totally understand how you feel. And that was me too. I struggled with the same thing. Would you be open to, because who's not open to hearing something that worked for you? Who wouldn't be open? So it's just, the message is the same. The result is the same, but it's how we say it. I tell my husband all the time, it's not what you said, it's how you said it. So it's how we say it. And to me, that is so simple, but I'm going to put in the chat some options, but somebody right now, you're thinking of one person, or someone has told you personally at the ball field, at church, at school, at work, and they've said, oh, I pop Tums all the time. And would you be open to hearing it? And then when they say, sure, then you can, if you don't have a 2-minute video, or if you don't have a testimony, depending on the person, they may not want to read this much testimony. Or you can say, hey, so you are willing to hear more about it? Great. I'm going to tag you. Don't ask them to tag you because they already said that they want to hear more about it. Say, great, I'm going to tag you in a friend of mine's testimony. If it's not made public though, you'll need to copy and paste it and send it to them. Or find a 2-minute testimony video, 2-minute video testimony. And I can add you to my group. Let me know if you want to do that. But that is huge to have third-party validation, because sometimes people need to hear it from somebody other than us. So that's the third-party validation. So let's take a few minutes and I'm going to put it in the WAM chat, some responses, some options. It's as simple as this. It's as simple as that. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a few minutes and do that. Any questions? Rebecca, do you have a question?
I have a question.
Okay.
So
I thought I saw maybe this.
I'm like,
just tell me to
I'm gonna be
stop.
honest. I don't know very many people who actually put their crap on Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not going to go out there and say something like that because they don't want people to know. And if they are putting it out there all the time, then they're probably not the kind of person that I want to be on my team. I say that with a lot of history behind it. I say that with a lot of history.
They like to complain, but they don't want to fix it. Mm-hmm.
Right. Bingo.
They like the attention of complaining.
Yeah. Because I have some people and I'm like, wow, you have a lot of health issues, and I've tried to help you several times and you just don't want to stick with it. It's fine. It's not fine, but whatever.
Lesson release.
Right. So yeah, I'm tired of chasing the same people who say they want something, but then they don't really want something. So what would you use
then you find, then you
don't know somebody's?
Well, then you find new people. You go after new people. There's always ways that we can put more people in our funnel. I don't know what your Facebook friend list, I don't know what your audience is on social media, either one. I don't know what your audience is in your town or your church or
I live in the same town as Melanie.
Oh, really? Henderson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but I don't know, what your exposure is to people. So, but there's got to be someone you can think about, that even if it's family or friend of your husband's or friend of your kids or friend, there's got to be somebody that you can think of that you're like, you know what? I know that they go to the doctor a lot. You know what? I know that she just told me. It doesn't have to be on Facebook, but you can communicate with them on Facebook or a phone call or a text message. It doesn't have to be through social media, or in person. I mean, is there not anybody that you can think of that has even talked about being tired, feeling worn down, feeling stressed? I mean, everybody in your circle is just wonderful and great and not complaining about anything, not struggling with anything. Is there one person at church, at no one?
I'm sure there's somebody.
Okay, so how about this? So let's think about someone on your potentials list. They haven't bit the bullet yet. I don't even know what that means, y'all. What does that mean, bite the bullet? I don't even know what that means, but they haven't taken the plunge. I know what that means. So is there not anybody on your list of potentials, your follow-ups, your reach outs to people that have even at any point ever said, yeah, I'm interested, or, you're having these back and forth conversations. Do you have anybody on there? Because sometimes it's just the wording of it,
Yeah.
like you've been talking to so-and-so and they have autoimmune issues, but
Mhm.
you haven't talked to them in months and they haven't reached out, whatever, and just say, listen, I was thinking about you, and listen, if you need a great testimony and you can't find one, like a quick 2-minute video, you can say as a means of bringing back up the topic of what they're struggling with, because you've already talked to them about their autoimmune issue or their anxiety or whatever it is. You've already talked to them about it, but they haven't not pulled the plug. They haven't taken the plunge. So you can restart the conversation by saying, hey, Sarah, I was just thinking about you because I ran across blah, 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 and I saw so-and-so at the grocery store and da-da-da. And then you say, listen, I just want you to know, I just came across another testimony about whatever. Would you be open to hearing what's working for her? And if they're not struggling with X, Y, and Z, then they may say, nah, I'm good. Or they may say, yeah, because you've come across a new testimony. It's a new bit of information. It's new. So let's bring up the conversation. Does that make sense? Do you have anybody that's ghosted you that you can say, hey, I came across a new testimony. Would you be open to hearing what's working for my friend? And then you can ask me or ask the group, does anybody have a 2-minute video testimony on allergies, on weight loss, and I have a group that people have testimonies that you may not know that they have, so you can use this as resources for sure. Does that help? Okay, sweet girl. Okay, so I'm going to put this thing in the chat, and then let's use a few minutes, and we're just going to send these 1 or 2 liners. Like we're not going to overcomplicate it. And listen, you follow up, you do the right thing. We have integrity in our ask, and it is between them and the Lord how they respond. All right, you girls and guy, we are coming to the end. We have a few more minutes. So is there anything before I make a suggestion of how we can end this? Is there anything, any questions you may have, any struggles, any roadblocks before we finish up? Do you like the way that sounds better? Like, doesn't that take the pressure off of you? Like, you know, please
Where-
listen to this testimony. Please listen to, what we have to say. It's like, hey, would you be open to this? What, Elizabeth?
I was just gonna say, I like write down stuff all over the place. So I'm just trying to like get my list organized, and I'm trying to work smarter, not harder. And,
Absolutely.
I feel like I need to invest in a printer and a computer and be able to have more of like an office. But for right now, I'm just using my phone, trying to do the simple steps. But yeah, I feel like I really need to do what Dave was saying of having a list of this is this funnel and this is this funnel. And because I feel like all of mine are kind of like all blended. And then the first name that pops in my head, I leave a voice message. And
Well, and I've heard really good things about Project Broadcast, but just like he was saying, that you have people that are more business minded, and people that are more health minded, but need, health needy, on this side. And then you have some people that need both. And then some people, you don't know what they need. They're on your hot 20 list. We got to keep that hot 20 list and things can change.
One, like I lost it. I had one, but
Totally make a new one. Listen, make a new one. And you know what helps me? Well, and you can make a new one. Listen, I've lost mine so many times, but this is something that I will say that has worked for me is the big calendar. And y'all, look, this is our summer. There's no school, but look at my calendar.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's crazy. I'm like, there's not even any school. And I'm not working. So what's great? I mean, outside the home. But you know what I like about this kind of calendar is, look, after each month, there's pages of just, you can write and take notes, and lots of to do and today and all the stuff, gratitude down here. Anyway, this is great because month per month, I can say, I talked to this person this month. And who did I talk to in June? Oh, I started the conversation in June. And you can write off to the side in June, or you can flip that over and you have like several pages of notes, but then it's all together. I grab this thing, and then I also have, look what I have in the front of this thing. Well, just, I have my winning day sheets in the front, or you can stick it down the front here. This is what I grab. Everything is in here. So I totally get, I have lots of different, notebooks that I like for calls and stuff, but I grab these two notebooks because I like to refer back to these two things, like for notes and things like that. But this is what I grab for who am I talking to? When did they start? When did they order? I put it in here. Does that make sense? And you can keep it with per month. I like to write, and I love my notes in my note section in my phone. Love my notes. I rely on them every day, but I don't like to type in what I talked to so-and-so about. And some people do, but I talked to so-and-so on this day about this health and da-da-da. This is how my mind works, but I'm a pen and paper kind of girl, but I love to copy and paste, don't get me wrong, but when it's wording, but when it's relationship stuff, I feel like this works best for me. Started on this date, tried this, didn't like this, switched to that,
Yeah.
But
thank
I will
you.
say I followed up
Yeah.
with people better when I kept it on a calendar like that.
and a big one, y'all, this is an 8.5 by 11. I don't do the small little calendar. That's not how my mind works. I got to see it. And then I keep all the different winning days. Some days I don't want to follow this one, so I can, so I just keep it all here. And I have my little, paper clips, but I paper clip everything. Or you can slide it in the little pocket. So anyway, I love to do that. Okay, so we'll finish up. I know we kind of got started late because we chatted in the beginning, which I love, and I'd much rather chat and work through things all day long. But for respect of y'all's time, let's finish up. Sorry, all my papers are now flying all over the table. Okay, so let's finish up. Last few minutes, and we've kind of gone all over the place. Oh, we haven't even posted anything. We haven't posted, you guys. We have to post. We have to post. Social media posting. So let's do that for a few minutes. Let's entertain. Let's train. Let's educate. I love to entertain. Let's connect. Let's relate. So let's do that for a few minutes, either your stories or a post. And let's do that. And then that'll finish up our time together.
Thanks, Lisa.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is time to go. Thanks, Rebecca. And so hopefully you guys had a chance to post. Dave, did you have that post ready to do you have posts ready to go the morning? Because like yesterday or Tuesday when we did the posting section of our power hour,
Yeah.
within minutes you were ready to go. Like it was personal. Do you have these things ready to go? I'm impressed. I'm impressed.
I take usually like Sunday afternoon when it's just quiet around here. Lisa's doing stuff. I just sit at the kitchen table and I plan my content for the whole week. And so I'll always have notes. I send myself an email. Oh, this is an idea. And then I'll just elaborate on it. And so I have the basic nuts and bolts to it. So all I have to do is just copy and paste it, and then I just edit it or tweak it. But I have it ready to go.
It was good. It's impressive. And I can tell that your content, you personalize it and your pictures are personal. Like it's, it's a personal picture. It's so good.
I have to because of working a full-time job. I don't have time to think on the fly. And I just, a couple of years ago, just developed that habit of always having it ready to go for the most part.
That's so good. I love that. And that's why you're doing so well. You're consistent. You show up. You have these personal posts. I am impressed. I mean, I was like, okay, y'all, let's post. And here comes Dave. Zoom. And I was like, he just posted. How? And it's like good. Like, how did he get that? So I was wondering if you ahead of time had these things. And that's how we all should do. We should plan ahead. Meal prep, post prep, posting prep. We should all do that. And Dave, and I think Amanda have already invited you. Elizabeth, I don't know if you knew about this, but I'm so sorry, Dave. I wish that Plexus, I think that we're trying to get more guy friendly, but there is a group called Share Pink. I'm sorry, Pink.
Yeah, I know. I'm
you
on
in
there.
it? Okay. I didn't know if I had invited you to that, or I think I had shared it in my leaders thread. But anyway, I forget.
I'm not on it.
You're not on it? I will invite you, Elizabeth. Okay, so it is something Lauren Thomas. She's one of the youngest Emeralds. She was like, what, 19 when she went Emerald? This was last year or something. And so she started this, and she is kind of organizing. So if she sees a good post, she'll add it into this group. And these are posts that some of them you can just, they relate to anybody. They're a broad post, you know what I mean? Not like I had cancer or, it's just a broad, simple, easy, relatable post. And you just it's a great idea, and you just take it and tweak it. Or if you want to just copy and paste and use it as a testimony and say, my friend shared this, blah, blah, blah. And you can share it as a testimony, but it's great ideas in this. And I forget about it sometimes when I'm struggling and I'm just like, I don't know what to post. I'll go to that page and just scroll through. So I will add you to that, Elizabeth. And I tell Lindsay Russell all the time, so like doing a call or coming up with content, for team calls or chats or events or things. And I'm like, listen, Linz, I am not so creative. My family, very creative, musical, art, very creative. Me, I'm a nurse. I'm 1, 2, 3, ABC. Give me a formula, and I will produce a result. You know what I mean? Set the drip on this. This is the calculation for that drug dosage. This is the, oh, she's diagnosed with this. We're going to give her this, or whatever. So creativity is not my strong suit, but Lindsay is a teacher. And so I think most teachers are very creative by nature. It's just in them to just create content, be, have all the creativity. And so I'm like, Linz, you create it, I will execute it. I'm great at execution. You tell me what to do and I'll do it, but I'm not good at coming up with what to do. So sometimes I just need encouragement, like ideas. And I'm like, that's a simple, great idea. Why didn't I think of that? I think I overcomplicate it too. But yeah, as a nurse, and I think a lot of people are probably like that. Maybe in the corporate world. I don't know. Some people in the corporate world, you have to be creative too. But I'm just like, medical field, a lot of us are just 1 + 2 = 3. That's it. So
I think I've learned to be a hybrid of the two.
And we're having to, right? I am not a content creator. As a nurse, I just feel like I don't have to be creative. You don't have to be creative, except for the fact that in nursing school, one of the first things they taught us was how to adapt to your situation. Okay, you don't have, a splint and some gauze. Okay, then use a t-shirt and a stick or a pen, or you know what I mean? Like I can do that, but
Well,
I just tell
it's
me
like
what the
this.
problem is and tell me how to fix it and I will fix it.
It's like this morning, my post about soda. Someone else had posted about that last week. I'd seen it. And it just reminded me of how much Diet Coke I used to drink. So I took that idea and I just personalized it. I used some of what they have, but not all of it, but it just gave me an idea and I made it personal because Diet Coke was my water for years.
But you could relate to it, you know?
Yeah.
So it's easy to make something personal when you can relate to it.
Yeah. And I still had that picture of 3 years ago where I poured the last 2 down the sink. So,
and you know what? I just texted someone last night. I don't remember who it was. I don't think it was, no, it wasn't you, Amanda. It was another level one. But anyway, her husband is addicted to, well, I say addicted. He likes to drink, is it Mountain Dew? Is it, her daughter likes Mountain Dew, which I'm like, no, Mountain Dew. To me, that's like the worst of the worst. But I think he likes, I forgot what he likes. He likes another soda or whatever. It's not Coke, it's not Mountain Dew, it's something. Maybe it's Mountain Dew for him too. Anyway, the point is I said, you know what? This is my point. No one ever died from quitting smoking, drinking, or soft drinks cold turkey. No one has ever died. You stop smoking cold turkey, you stop drinking alcohol, you stop drinking soda, cold turkey, just walk away from it. No one's ever died, but people have died from not. I mean, you know, sometimes it's a slow death, but I was like, just walk away cold turkey. So it, you know, to pour those last 2 down, for some people, they're like, and you just walked away, didn't titrate down. So good for you.
Yeah.
And you feel so much better. Like my response to you in that post, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make that a post. My response to you will now be my post today. It's just simple. I thought it was sustaining me, but it was slowly killing me. You know, all the Splenda, y'all, I thought that I was making good choices when I was putting artificial sugar in my coffee and all the sweeteners. I mean, the creamer with the sugar and the carrageenan and the artificial stuff. I thought that with the Splenda and the Equal, and I thought that I was making good choices because no one told me otherwise. That's what everybody, nurses and doctors, that's what we do. We just all day long. And my diet cherry Dr. Peppers. Yeah. I just, you know, water, I don't drink water. So anyway, all right. Well, I love y'all. I'm sorry I kept us so long, but I've loved it. Loved chatting. And Amanda, did you have any questions, friend? Look at you already. Got your necklace on, all ready to go. I can't hear you.
I don't have any questions, but I got some really good ideas just now because I think that's where I struggle the biggest is with posting. I feel like I will sit here for like an hour and just try to like find a post or figure out what to post or how to post or what to say about it. But whenever he was talking about sodas, I wrote that down. I was like, well, I ain't even thought about that. Like, and then I feel like I post the same stuff. Like, I think I get in this rhythm of the same thing. And I'm like, well, that's not going to help anybody because they read that yesterday. Like, I struggle with this really hard. I think
you are doing so much better with being consistent with your posting and showing a real picture. I love that so much. And it is making a difference. If not for anything else, people are starting to pay attention, like, wow, she's like really passionate about this. Don't stop posting, but also just like, you know, I forget about how much coffee, and coffee's not necessarily bad. It's what we put in the coffee and what kind of coffee. Is it been on the shelf? Does it have mold? Like what kind of, is it organic? Is it like, you have to, you know, but anyway, that's neither here nor there.
Coffee has mold in it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes,
coffee has a really long shelf life. And the majority of coffees will have mold in it. And so you're drinking that every day. And so that mold, what is mold? Yeast, it's fungus, it's killing us from the inside. So I used to say coffee is not going to hurt you. It's what we put in it. But some coffees can if you drink it every day. So you have to be, so you have to be aware of what kind of coffee you're drinking. And I would find an organic coffee, and I would find if you can even get one, that's not in a K cup. I feel like K-cups have a longer shelf life. I like to buy my coffee that's already ground, or grind it yourself, even better, but ground from a local farmers market. They actually bag it like locally. And plus I like to support my local farmers market. I have friends of ours I used to go to church with, they own it. So I like to support them. So I buy it there. Or Bulletproof. They say, I hope it's true, that they have mold-free coffee. It's mold-free. So, and one of the very few. So if you don't have a local farmers market, you can try that. But
Well,
anyway,
what y'all were saying about the artificial sweeteners too, like that
Yeah.
never even hit me either, because I can't even tell you how many bags of like Splenda I bought at Sam's, like the big ones, to put in like pictures of tea and stuff, thinking I'm doing something good.
That's
So
right.
I guess I need to think. I think I want to like do a list with just words like that, like artificial sweeteners, energy drinks, sodas, like, so that's like a list that I can go back and post off of, or something like that. And I don't know if I'm in that group that you were just talking about, the post group.
I will,
because
the
if I
share
am, I'm
pink.
not seeing anything.
Well, and that's the thing. I don't always get notification. I mean, I have my notifications
I
on.
don't.
Like I turned it on in the notifications, like because I want to see. But we're busy and we don't always see everything. Everybody's everything, and so I have to go in there and remind myself. Okay, so I haven't seen the last probably week of posts, because I went back last night and I was looking, and I was like, oh, I missed that. I didn't even see that. But y'all, these posts are so easy and so relatable. That's the thing. Some people don't respond well. They don't relate to a science explanation, like a science textbook explanation of why artificial sweeteners aren't bad for us and it has this chemical reaction in the body. Whereas I'm a nerd and the healthcare side of me is like, oh, that's so cool. How does that work? What does that mean? But most people just want to know, oh, they want to make that connection and relate to, oh, is that why I need 8 sodas a day and 8 Starbucks coffees a day, which are so expensive and really high calorie and really terrible chemicals? But is that why I need more? Is because I crash after the first one, so I have to have a second one, and I crash and is that when my gut is feeling bad? Is that, you know what I mean? You have to make that small connection for them. And that's what I've had to learn the hard way, that people, we always say, don't vomit Plexus on people. That's what I did in the beginning. I just wanted to vomit because it was such good information, but I found that you just can't do that. And it turns some people off. So sometimes short and sweet is better. Yeah. And that's why I like that group. So Elizabeth and Amanda, I'll make sure y'all are in that.
And sometimes,
yeah.
Amanda, you can just ask a question as a post. It doesn't have to be, hey, who in my friends think they're coffee addicts, or you just stuff like that. And you can find out information. People who wants to kick the caffeine habit. You can do stuff like that. So you're not really talking about Plexus, but you're learning, and people hopefully are engaging. So I do that a lot too.
You address a pain point. That's right.
Yeah.
Because you don't even have to hold here's my product. You could take a picture of you walking. I love having the energy to be able to walk after work or walk before work, or I love, or have a picture of you with your earbuds. Like I have a picture I need to use a post for. I have the earbud in my ear and I'm vacuuming my car. So I'm not really habit stacking, which is, in Atomic Habits, the book that we're doing for book club, but I am multitasking. So I'm vacuuming my car. What can I be doing in the meantime? Or I'm driving with an earbud. And you can ask, when's your favorite, I could ask, well, when's your favorite time to listen to personal development? Y'all, even if you're not working a business, all of us should be investing in personal development, because we're moms, we're dads, we're business owners, we're employees, we're fathers, we're mothers. We're Christians, a lot of us, some of us, we all need to know how we can increase and develop personally so we can just be a better human for others. We don't have to own a Plexus business. So to say, hey, what podcast are you guys listening to? I'm cooking dinner and listening to a podcast. Y'all, technology has opened up so many things that are available to us. There's no reason why we can't be personally developing ourselves so that we can be a better mentor, a better friend, a better mom, a better, it doesn't have to be a podcast about business, So anyway, that's another post. But Amanda, what I have found is that simple like Dave said, questions and simple topics that are relatable hit home the most, you know? And I will end with this. We assume that people don't want to know about the nitty-gritty parts of our lives. They do. That's why people are nosy, and that's why I think what was that show called? Survivor? Was that the first, like back in the 90s? I think that was the very first reality TV show. It blew up. Why? Because we got an unscripted people cast. I mean, I think they were real. I don't think they were paid actors. I think they were real people, right? Yeah. But there was an unscripted situation, and we just got to listen in. We were the fly on the wall. That was the first reality TV show. I think it was 1990, right? I feel like
somewhere around there.
Yeah, but it was the first, and that's why we were all glued to the TV. I was, because we'd never had a reality show before. Everything else had always been scripted. So we're very nosy people. People want to hear about what's going on in your life. Yes, we want to hear, we need to show people what's making a difference in our life, or the probiotic, or whatever it is. But sometimes it's just, what's going on with Amanda? What did you struggle with today? What helped you today? What are you listening to today? What did you pray today? What did the Lord reveal to you today? What conversations did you have with your kid that, you know, that you were able to impart wisdom? Or did you know what I mean? Just whatever it is, just share about what you feel is the nitty gritty, boring, no one's going to care detail of my day. People care. People want to relate to the small things, because the small things to you are a big thing to somebody else. Somebody is really struggling with Diet Coke addiction. They think that they just can't stop, and they don't know how to get past that, or smoking, or drinking alcohol, or coffee, or whatever it is, or laying on the couch. You know, I just can't see my life in any other capacity but working and coming home and get on the couch. And someone needs to hear how you got off the couch. So, but anyway, all right. I love y'all. I'm so sorry it is late, but I've enjoyed every minute. So I love y'all. I will put Elizabeth and Amanda in that group. If y'all have any questions, concerns, comments, snide remarks, let me know. I love y'all.
Thank you.
Yes, y'all have a good day.
You too.